Hi everybody, welcome to my new channel. I will be doing mathematics from grade 10 to grade 12 on all different levels, reteaching and reinforcing and moving into more difficult examples for those of you who need it. And I hope that you will find something very beneficial from what we are about to do. Let's get started. Today's lesson we're going to cover a variety of Pythagoras questions in trigonometry which really come up on every paper. Right, so it's normally a non-calculator question. So let's have a look. Sine of theta. First of all, the most common kind is when they give you the coordinates. There's your x coordinate, there's your y coordinate. You must drop down a perpendicular. Then this line x is -3 and the y line is 4. And if you do Pythagoras, which you are supposed to name him, you will get that r is 5. Right, so your diagram is labeled and the theta is labeled from the x-axis around, but we do work inside this triangle with theta being over there. Right, so first question is sine of theta. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, or y on r, and it will then be 4 on 5. Do not use an equal sign next to the question. That is changing the concept of the question. Right, the next one, cos squared 180 plus theta. We are first going to say 180 plus is in the third quadrant, where cos should pick up a negative, but because of the square, it has to be positive. Cos squared theta. Right, then cos squared theta, you go and look up off your diagram, and cos is -3 on 5, and then you square it. So the order of working is very important. So that gives you an answer of 9 on 25. Right, sine of 90 plus theta is a cofunction, and it is in the second quadrant where sine is positive and then changes to cos theta, and then cos of theta is -3 on 5. Right. The next one is working with revolutions. You're going to add 2 revolutions to -540, and you will end up with 180, and keep the plus theta. Right, so that's going to be tan in the third quadrant, which is positive. And then you look it up, and tan off the diagram is going to be 4 on -3. Right, here we have got a cofunction, so we will deal with reducing that first. 90 plus is the second quadrant, where cos should pick up a negative, but with a square it will stay positive and change to sine squared theta, and sine squared theta is 16 on 25. So there are lots of rules from all the other sections that you have to remember in order to do these questions. So I've tried to add in a little bit of everything, and we will now move on to the next question. Right, the next one is very common. we're going to color code it so that you can see where everything comes from. We're going to do that as move the 4, move the 3, you'll end up with tan theta is 4 on 3, which is positive. And the quadrants where tan is positive is first and third. Then you look at the restriction that they've given you. Cos theta must be negative. Cos is negative in second and third. So what is making the question and the restriction common is to be in the third quadrant, which is the most dangerous quadrant. You'll see why now. Right, so let's go and draw it. Right, so we are going to draw a third quadrant angle. Drop down your 90 degree. Label it very nicely all the way from there, all the way around as theta, even though we work inside that triangle. And then here comes the danger. Tan is y on x. And very important, in the third quadrant, the two lines there would both have a negative, which cancel away and you don't see it over here. So you must be very careful to remember, third quadrant is extremely dangerous. Right, let's go and quickly do Pythagoras. Okay, Pythagoras is a 3, 4, 5 again, so R is 5. Remember, your R is always positive. Okay, having done that, we can now go and answer the questions. Question A. 2 cos squared theta minus 1. 2 cos squared theta minus 1. Right, there's no reductions or co-functions, so we're just going to look up cos squared and minus 1. Now cos is going to be minus 3 on positive 5. Once you have done that, it's going to be 2 times 9 on 25 minus 1, which gives you negative 7 on 25. Right, so remember, in B, third quadrant, very, very dangerous. Right, the next one is sin 180 minus theta. Right, this has a reduction formula in it. Sin in the second quadrant is positive. Then you go and look up off your diagram. Sin is y on r, or opposite on hypotenuse. So it's going to be minus 4 on 5. Right, we have another reduction. 180 plus is third quadrant, where cos should pick up a negative, but will be positive because of the square. So we just look it up and square it. So cos is x on r, so it's minus 3 on 5. So my answer is 9 on 25. Please be very careful. Let's take a color and highlight the square. The square is always positive. Always positive. But then you do pick up negatives from your diagram. Right. D is sine of negative 180 minus theta. Alright, this is a revolution. We've practiced these before. All you do is add a full revolution to negative 180 and you'll get positive 180. Keep the minus theta. So you have got sine in the second, which is positive. And the answer for that will be minus 4 on 5. Right. E, tan squared of negative theta. Okay, I went a bit crazy here with all of these squareds. Let's just go and highlight them. The square means it's going to have to pick up a positive. Right. Okay, so what we have here is negative theta means fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, tan would pick up a negative, but it will have to be positive because of the square. So you are then going to look up tan squared of theta, and tan is minus 4 on minus 3. So minus 4 on minus 3 gives us 16 on 9. Right, here we have got a completely reversed revolution. The way I like to do this is to say cos, put the negative theta at the back, and add a revolution to negative 90, which will make it 270. Most teachers are putting this back in the syllabus, so I'm going to do it this way, but there is an alternative way which I can show you. So that's going to be cos in the third quadrant, which picks up a negative and changes to sine theta. And then that will give me negative, and then look up sine is minus 4 on 5. And so my final answer is 4 on 5. The alternative method I'm going to squeeze in, it's not a method I like because pupils make up their own rules. They just say take out a common negative. So I'm not keen on that method, so I will show you on another worksheet. I've only got done 2 of the 6 questions I wanted to do. So we're going to find the next sheet after this. So I hope you've learned quite a bit here. If you stick to the rules, trig is great. If you rush it, you're going to pick up mistakes and then you will be sorry. So I hope to see you on the next worksheet where we will do the next 4 questions. Thanks for joining me. Bye. That's it, and I hope you found this lesson very helpful. Please subscribe to get regular updates on future videos, and leave a like and a comment. And if there's something in particular you'd like me to cover, please let me know. And please share with anybody out there who you think would find these lessons beneficial.